Donald Trump is such a sleaze. In case you haven't been following this story, the POTUS made a point on Tuesday, after erroneously claiming other presidents didnt call families of soldiers, of calling the widow of Sergeant David Johnson, who was killed in an ambush in Niger 2 weeks ago. He also apparently planned to make a media coup of the moment, as Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, who is a friend of the family, says reporters were waiting at the airport when the limousine arrived to greet the coffin to ask them about the call. Related, Gretchen Carlson showed Trump's Access Hollywood tape to her kids, but that backfired when he reportedly failed to remember Johnson's name, and even told Myeshia Johnson her husband knew what he signed up for. The president then angrily tweeted on Wednesday that Wilson, whose account was backed by grieving mother Cowanda JonesJohnson BTW, was a liar, and that he had proof. Naturally, a reporter asked Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders what proof that was exactly. Were there recordings? Sanders said no, but there were several people in the room from the administration that were on the call, including the Chief of Staff General John Kelly. Her response is typical of what we've come to expect from her position under Trump: general vague support of the president that stops short of ever saying he was being truthful or accurate. Because they can't. Because lies. Video: John McCain strikes a blow on half-baked nationalism absent U.S. leadership. We wrote down some of Sanders' vague, shifty answers for ya, along with our best shot at translating them into plain speak. Did Trump actually call the families of all the fallen soldiers since he's been president, as he claimed the president's made contact with all of the families that have been presented to him through the White House military office? Translation: no, the military liaisons don't trust him with comforting parents and widows. What about all the families that have come forward saying they haven't been contacted at all? All of the individuals that the president has been presented with through the proper protocol have been contacted through that process. Translation: it wasn't Trump's fault. It probably happened but was someone else's fault. Maybe the bereaved. So is the president denying he said the soldier knew what he signed up for? Is anyone willing to even deny that the president's call, as accounted by multiple people in the room, believed that the president was completely respectful, very sympathetic, and expressed the condolences of himself and the rest of the country, and thanked the family for their service and commended them for having an American hero in their family? And I don't know how you could take it any other way. Translation: nope, no denial. He said that shit. Frankly, the press gave Sanders every opportunity when they explicitly asked if Trump just thought the words were taken out of context. It would have been so easy for her to say, yes, he said those words, but not in the way it sounds. She didn't do that. Instead, she said not get into the back and forth. The sentiment of the president very clear. He took the time to make a call to express his condolences, to thank the family for this individual's service. And it, frankly, is a disgrace for the media to try to portray an act of kindness like that, and that gesture, and try to make it into something it isn't. What about him not knowing Sergeant Johnson's name, only referring to him during the call as your guy just because the president said your guy the first? Don't think that means he doesn't know his name. As president, the hardest job he has is making calls like that. It is appalling what the Congresswoman done, politicizing this issue. This was a president who loves our country very much, who has the greatest level of respect for men and women in uniform, and wanted to call and offer condolences to the family. And to try and create something from that the Congresswoman is doing is frankly appalling and disgusting. Translation: Trump actually did his job for once. Who cares if he did it poorly? How dare you cover Trump's failed publicity stunt and accurately portray him as the horrible, empathy-lacking dolt, unable to even comfort a widow, that he obviously is. We may have overdone it on that one, but the point is the White House can't deny the claims. It obviously happened. So they've reverted to the strategy of saying the media is being cruel for covering it. When you can't say fake news, just go with inappropriate news, we guess. And the beat goes on. See the whole press conference and interpret for yourself below. Image via wh.gov. Tags Donald Trump, Frederica Wilson, Icky Icky Poo, David Johnson, Politic, Sad Sad, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. White House greeting cards with real Donald Trump quotes: 8 things Trump supporters don't know. The Trump administration as Game of Thrones characters, former child stars, their scandals since stardom, celebs who've dipped their toes in politics from fast to fatality, biggest festival fails of all time.